And we're back to do another episode of Slab and Tell, but this episode is going to be a little different. There's not going to be any slabs in it. So Johnny's going to join us and talk about something. What's it going to be?
Yo, Joe. Talking comics, here's your host. It's A Real American Brian.
Johnny, are you there?
Did you say slam and tell?
I did not, but I should have.
I just made that up just now. Oh my God. I just dropped my Coca-Cola. And look at this. What's going on over here? You recognize any of these, Brian?
Quite a few of them. That's quite the scene you have there.
RVD and Ray Phoenix arguing about who's going to climb the ladder first, it looks like. Got Blackpool Combat Club over here. Ready to kick some butt. I don't know what that's about over there. It's like Rob Graves and Penelope Ford getting into something there. Check out the Fiend over here. The Fiend's like, ladies, one at a time. one at a time. Seth and Roman, they're talking over here. And of course, we got Jericho, Santana Ortiz over here. But yeah, it's quite the scene up in here. We got CM Punk sitting on a table. He's got an ice cream bar in one hand and the package in the other. Pac's about to hit him with a chair where we got New Day, just like we got the Elite over in one corner. We got Dark Order in near corner over here. Oops, there we go. We got, looks like Best Friends back there. Finn Balor over there, Demon, and the short-lived Pinnacle faction, MJF and FTR, Wardlow, Shawn Spears as well. But yeah, I do like a good wrestling figure. I even have my Blackpool Combat Club shirt on, Forged in Combat. Listen, Brian, you're a wrestling fan. Not so much now as you were a couple of years ago, though. Is that fair?
Yeah, I mean, I've taken a break for sure.
Yeah. A little too much.
It'll come back around.
Do you think it will?
Yeah.
Okay. I hope so.
It always does.
Everything comes back around, to be fair. Listen, I just got this Santana figure right here. He's got a fork. I'm just saying, if this doesn't want to make you jump right back in, he's like, Baseball Fury style right here. He's got a fork. So I'm just saying that alone might make you, but I do enjoy wrestling and I enjoy collecting action figures. Got my Joe collection back here. We've went through those before. I would say I own more wrestling figures than G.I. Joe figures, only because, there's not as many to go around. It's, classified series is what, 4 years old, 5 years old, maybe. Whereas wrestling's a new series every single month. It feels like a lot out there. But what I like about wrestling figures are they get better all the time. You can buy a Mattel figure, WWE from 5 years ago, and you look at it now and you're like, this face looks like garbage. It doesn't even look like that wrestler. It looks just like random person. Side note, if you want random people, you can just buy old figures. You get old figures, they look like weird people. People you don't know. Like, hey, that looks like someone I know. Cool, it probably is. Put them in there. Doesn't look like the guy they're supposed to. But back then, just like video games, back then we were like, oh my God, it doesn't get any better than this. It's like playing No Mercy on 64. Like, this is it. There's no way the graphics can get any better than this. And that's how those old figures look. It's so real. Height. And so with figures, same kind of thing. The difference is you almost feel on video games like it's kind of nostalgic in that, oh man, weren't we cute? We thought that was good back then. Whereas action figures were like, oh my God, that's garbage. That's awful. So when you get some modern action figures for wrestling right now, they look really good. For example, Jericho as the Painmaker. Oops, hat's backwards. No, here we go. I mean, this is a great figure. And that's why when these things come out and they look just like who they're supposed to look like, Seth Rollins, I believe inside his case here. What does he have inside the case? I always like to put stuff in cases because then I forget what I put in there. And then when I open it later, it's like a nice little surprise. What do you think it is? What do you think it's going to be, Brian?
It's hard to tell. A fork.
The easy
Another
answer is a contract for any title at any time.
That would be a boring answer. I don't
Well,
like that.
with Money in the Bank. What am I going to do? Write on a piece of paper? You're entitled to one one title shot whenever you want. Only someone named Brian would do that when they gave me some cards. And it says this card entitles you. All right, so inside here we've got hands. We got hands. You would have never. I could have given you 100 guesses, and you would have never said hands, right?
I wouldn't. No.
You would have been like, you would have said feet. You would have said toes specifically before you said, because who collects hands? Who would do that? But anyway, what I'm saying is, from an action figure standpoint, they look so real. Just got the newest Becky Lynch. Looks good. There, it's the man. They just look phenomenal. So today I want to talk about my 3 favorites. Current favorite. You ask me in 6 months from now, I might get some new ones. My 3 favorite wrestling figures that I own. That's the caveat. And I do have a healthy mix of WWE and AEW. As you saw in the ring earlier, the different factions. Most of the factions are AEW because they're more faction-oriented than WWE, but I've got a healthy mix. I do have probably, if I had to guess, maybe 20 of each. Maybe 20, maybe 24, 25 of each. A couple more on the way coming from Ringside Collectibles, but a lot of good ones. Let's start with my 3rd favorite figure. So top 3. It is the only AEW figure to make the list, Brian. And it is Kenny Omega. I have had other Kenny Omegas before, and I thought they were decent, but the skin tones weren't right, the body was right, the expressions. This, he's doing his signature kind of taunting pose. So he's doing the bang there, right there. That's maybe a little better there. He's got his mouth open. He's laughing. He's having a good time. You know, Kenny Omega's always joking. This figure also works nicely with the belt. Not only does it fit on there nicely, but it looks good. And then you have the vest kind of covering it up there. Scale-wise, it's about pretty accurate. It's about 6 foot tall, so it scales with all the rest of them perfectly. It's a good-looking figure. Overall, the AEW Unmatched and Unrivaled series that's out right now is not as good as WWE Elite. It's not. It's not even up for debate. It's not. Because this is still, 3 years worth, four, maybe 4 or 5, whatever it's been since the AEW started. You know, WWE's been perfecting it over and over again. Now, with that said, not every WWE figure from Mattel is great, even currently. I still pick and choose what I want. But if I had to pick overall, the WWE figures just look better. So much so where even when somebody has, remember when the Fiend was blocking out the girls? He just tackled all 5 of them just now. Yeah. I think she's injured. Adam Cole, baby, from WWE Elites is a better figure than the AEW one. So I usually give it a fair chance. Brian, do you think there's anything wrong with me when a wrestler defects, switches companies? Am I obligated to buy that company's version of that figure?
I don't think so, but it's your toy fed, your rules.
Well, I'm saying no then. I'll tell you what I don't like about WWE figures, though. They're not easily interchangeable. Great, articulation, all that kind of stuff. But what I love about AEW figures is they all come apart. Legs, stomach, torso, and I made some cool customs because of that. Everything comes apart. Unfortunately, WWE figures don't do that. So that's one nice thing about AEW figures. But my 3rd favorite figure, Kenny Omega, it's a good one. I believe it's from the 2nd series of Unrivaled. My 2nd favorite figure, and by the way, if I think I got enough battery. If I lose it, Brian, then we'll wrap it up. I think I've got a warning for 10%. Finn Balor, Demon. I just got this one. I was looking at Walmart forever for this one. I'm a huge Finn Balor fan. It's the Prince, and he's got the full kind of demon look. I usually wear it without those, but man, it's a good figure. Scales really well. It's about kind of his height and everything. I had another Finn Balor figure in the past that was just too tall. It looked kind of weird, but it's great. And when he puts the demon face paint on the gimmick, he wins. and he destroys you. My thought is, why not be Demon all the time? Have they ever thought of that? I mean, it's like an old Seinfeld bit. If the black box is the only thing that survives a plane crash, make the whole plane out of the black box. I know. And my number one favorite figure is the Ultimate AJ Styles, available now. I just saw it at Target today as well. I already had it, but I've been looking for a good AJ Styles figure forever. He's one of my favorite wrestlers, and they always get his hair weird. People like, he's got the mom hair, whatever. Sometimes they give him like a 5 head or a 6 head sometimes. They just always look messed up. This is the first one. It is, dare I say, phenomenal. One flaw: the hands to do the glove thing don't completely. I can do that, but they don't stay. That's the one flaw. But overall, though, it just looks. Oh, there's a little. That's weird. You see it more on here. It's got a little thing across there, but you don't see it too well in person with that. But it's a great looking figure. It's sized right. It's got some soft goods on the hood. It is phenomenal, just like AJ Styles is. Styles clash for everybody. And watch more wrestling. It's something for everybody. That's all I have to say. Oh, look at that. Cody, are you still a fan? He's bigger than ever now.
Yeah.
As soon as he got a big push, he stopped watching. What the hell, man? I'm going to tell Brandy that you're not watching anymore.
I'm sure she'll be upset.
She will.
Thank you for being on again and sharing some more hobby stuff with dipping into wrestling and showing off some awesome wrestling figures.
Thanks. One more shot of the full display here. There's some stuff. Sorry, some stuff happened. I don't want to get into it, but
some stuff went down during the commercial break.
Stay tuned. Picture in picture. All right. Thanks, Brian. Appreciate it.
Yep.
So long from Brian. Until next time, same Brian time, same Brian channel.